Look like you work in a gas station.
Looks like you're back to my portal of negativity. I'm just saying that with a smile, like it's okay. Is it just me, or does like everybody's dad think that solid decathlon t-shirts of all colors are a fashion statement? Because I have 52 of them lying around, and I'm not even joking. You name the color and I have it: red, blue, black. I have three shades of blue, white. This is my third white one. I have pink. I actually have two shades of pink. If you thought I was joking, I'm not, and I didn't know what to do with them until now. So I'm gonna teach you three ways how to ruin your perfectly good, solid t-shirt. So all you need is a needle, thread, and no talent at all. It is that easy. Again, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So yeah, so for the first step, we're gonna do a quote or a sentence or whatever you want to call it. So the first step, it's not as easy as I thought it would be, because it took me so long to do this. Like I took a 3-day gap because I was upset that I couldn't get it. Like I had a 3-day mental breakdown. I don't recommend it. So this, you should probably watch the entire thing and like see what I do wrong and not do it. This is more of a what not to do sort of video. So people say you learn from your mistakes, but here you'll be learning from my mistakes. See, everything is a blessing in disguise, even stupidity. So let's take the obvious. You need a pencil, some thread, and a t-shirt. So apparently the thing is called an embroidery thread. So make sure you ask the shop auntie for that, because this lady didn't understand. So go ahead, trace out your wording, design, whatever. Cut how much ever you need, and this thing has 6 strands. So you have to separate it into 3 different strands. It's a little difficult. Give up a little bit in between, like that. And once you're done, take the end and tie a knot. See, I have trust issues, so I had to tie it 3 times, but I think 2 does the job. You can stop there. My mom didn't want to invest in this channel in any sort of way, so she refused to buy me the embroidery ring. So I made one for myself. Here's a broken dream catcher. So I placed it where I wanted it, and I tried to secure it with hairpins. But wait for it. Just wait for it. It doesn't work. So I used a rubber band and tied it. But make sure you leave a small hole, through which you can put the needle like that. So for this, you should start with making one loop from the edge or the end, whatever. And once you're done, this loop shouldn't be too big or too small, just pretty noticeable. And make sure you stay on the sketch. And for the second loop, insert your needle through the center of the first loop, but it should still be on the line, and make the second loop. So you have 2 loops that are connected, and you have to keep doing this, till the end. And sometimes you can mess up like that. So just take your needle, put it through the loop and pull. I'm pretty sure this is common sense, but just in case you want to know. So I did it for 2 letters and it turned out to be really thin. So I did it 3 more times right next to this. And if you're thinking, you should have not separated the threads and taken the whole thing, well, you're absolutely right. That's what I did. And I still had to do it 2 times to get this braid effect. See that? So I think 2 times is fine if you're using the 6 strand one. And make sure you always keep your hand behind the t-shirt to make sure they don't get tangled or messed up, and keep it clean. See, I'm a hypocrite, so I didn't follow that, and that happened. This is how I end it. So you insert your needle through an existing stitch and like put 2 rings around it. You can mess up sometimes like that, but just improvise. So for the second type, we're gonna do a picture. Like choose something that is, that has a line that is simple. That I know. Look at this. That is something like this. I do not know how to explain it. Like it's single lined, not a doodle. A doodle. This is easy to do. I think this one's the easiest to do. It took me, I think, an hour to do this. That's it. It's really easy. Yeah. Again, Pinterest ki jai. Like honestly, what would I do without Pinterest? I feel like I live off Pinterest. Just no matter what problem you have in life, Pinterest it. So I already made the sketch. Since it's a black t-shirt, I use a red crayon, or you can use chalk, which I didn't have. So this stitch is called the backward stitch, So once you make one loop, the second loop, you go one step ahead and you take the thread backward and you put it in the previous hole of the first loop. You can see what I'm doing there. I don't know how to explain it. So this is how you do like the circle part. So I made 4 loops just in weird different angles. So see, you have to go in front and then move one step backward into an existing hole, an existing loop. I think I'm positive that I'm bad at explaining stuff. So you just keep doing this till the end of eternity. So I was pretty smart and I used a glitter pen, which I should have done in the beginning, but whatever. And I used 3 strands for the on and off. And for all of you thinking, oh yeah, the on is supposed to be down, the off is supposed to be up. Shut up, it's my heart. So the third type, this according to me is the most difficult type. So this uses the techniques from both the first one and second one. Techniques. I feel so pro. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I don't. But I just feel nice. The two techniques we're gonna be using for the third one. This is a little complex, I feel. So we're gonna use this. See, it has a little bit of filling or whatever. So it's gonna be a little difficult, I feel, but it's okay. A little effort really wouldn't hurt. So this is the outline, and apparently you're not supposed to use sketch pen, and I didn't know that until I did it. So please don't do it. So since these edges are really thin, we're going to use 3 strands, okay? And we're going to use the second technique, that is the backward stitching technique. You go one step ahead and poke it back in the same hole of the previous loop. So when these curves are there, you make sure you use really tiny loops. But I think that goes without saying because common sense. And make sure you don't use the second technique on the edges because we're going to use the first technique on them. Make it look like a little braid. It looks nicer, I feel. And if you're confident enough, then don't outline the parts you want to, be filled. So see, I haven't outlined the lips part because I don't know why I have confidence. So for the nail, I've outlined only one part because I forgot. Do not think that, there's a reason. I genuinely just forgot. So you start by poking a hole on the line that you've drawn and poke it behind the outline that you've made. So you do the same thing when you have both the sides outlined. That is, you poke your needle behind the outline, from one behind of the outline to the other behind of the outline. That does not make sense, but I think you understand. So see, if you have confidence like me for no reason and you haven't outlined it, just make sure you be very precise and you make the hole exactly where you've made the drawing. You know what I'm saying? See, like that. And your threads have to stay very close to each other, like they should stick to each other. And if you're asking me why I didn't do the outline for this, it's because YOLO. I feel like you can get away with anything using YOLO. That was so easy, wasn't it? It took me 2 days, but I'm just pretending like it's a piece of cake. Modesty. That's the tea.